I was a crime boss's lover. After the boss was executed, I traveled back to when he was 18. I found injured teenager Li Xiang in an alley, pinned him against the wall and kissed him. Fight again and I'll kiss you senseless. 3 years after Li Xiang was executed, I reached my end too. I wasn't trying to die for love. I just miscounted the sleeping pills. I really just wanted a good night's sleep. But I woke up back in 2010. That year, my dad hadn't gone bankrupt yet. Everyone called him President Jing. That year, I was still a carefree rich kid who spent money like water. That year, I didn't know Li Zhang. Li Zhang told me he went to Chenhua High. A school so crappy I'd never even heard the name. Back then, Li Zhang held me, smoking lazily after we were done. There are lots of dark alleys behind Chenhua. I'd fight people there, never lost. 30-year-old Li Zhang kept his edge hidden, his wildness and rebellion buried deep in his bones. No trace of violence on his face, always speaking with a smile to everyone. Forget fighting, he rarely even raised his voice. 30-year-old Li Zhang was strong but gentle. Impulsive recklessness seemed far from him. We met too late. I wasn't part of his wild, crazy years. I couldn't imagine what 18-year-old Li Zhang looked like fighting. I said hoarsely, I'd really like to see that. Li Zhang smiled and shook his head, rubbing my neck, saying, forget it, it would scare you away. Young master, never thought I'd actually get to see 18-year-old Li Zhang. Like he said, maybe he really never lost a fight. But that didn't mean he wouldn't get hurt. I just went to try my luck behind Chenhua, and actually found an injured Li Zhang in the alley. Buzz cut, black tee, sweatpants. Up close, I could smell the salty sweat mixed with faint soap scent. Li Zhang sat against the wall, a steel pipe thrown by his feet, eyes half closed, chest heaving hard. Looked like he'd just finished fighting and hadn't recovered yet. He grabbed a cigarette, put it in his mouth and looked up. The hostility between his brows hadn't faded, meeting my gaze with an unfriendly tone. What are you looking at? Damn, pretty fierce. I crouched in front of him, tracing his face in the moonlight, saying slowly, what's wrong with looking? Left me alone for 3 years. Didn't let me sleep well for 3 years. Can't I even look? Li Zhang thought I was provoking him, glaring fiercely. You looking for a beating? Kid, looking like he might jump up and knock me out any second. Li Zhang was tall and strong, with heavy fists. Might as well have had "Don't mess with me" tattooed on his forehead. If I really were 18, maybe he could have scared me. But I'm not 18. I'm 38, a widower who Li Zhang treasured for 10 years. He can't scare me. Beat up this bad and still not behaving. Fearlessly pressed on the bruise at the corner of his mouth. Does it hurt? Shit. Li Zhang froze for a second, then snapped out of it, frowning as he knocked my hand away. What's wrong with you? I'll keep your hands to yourself or you'll get beaten up. I raised my eyebrows. Not happy. Used to want to stick to me 24/7, now I can't even touch you. Li Zhang got up against the wall, paused, then limped forward. His left leg was clearly not working right. I supported him and asked, hurt your leg? Come to the hospital with me. Li Zhang pushed me away, saying warily and fiercely, don't bother me, get lost. He shoved me away so hard I almost fell. That pissed me off. I stepped forward, grabbed Li Zhang's shoulders, pinned him against the wall, grabbed his face and kissed him, biting viciously. Real tough. Getting hurt fighting, and won't let anyone help. Being mean to me, cursing at me. If you can't say nice things, just don't talk. Kiss you into submission and you'll behave. Li Zhang did behave, staring wide-eyed, body stiff, couldn't even breathe, face turning red. Forgot he's 18 this year. A rookie who doesn't even know how to kiss. Afraid of suffocating him, I let him go, lightly patting his face. Breathe. Only then did he gasp for air. I chuckled. Weren't you pretty tough just now? Say something mean again, let me hear it. I said, hospital. Li Zhang stubbornly refused. Not going. I leaned in closer, brushing my lip against his lower lip. Li Zhang flinched back, shouting with false bravado. If you take advantage of me again, I really will beat you up. If you're gonna beat me up, then do it. Why just talk? I held back a laugh and said, hospital. I helped him to the street to get a cab, saying slowly, no more fighting. If you really have to fight, call me. Li Zhang snorted. Do I even know you? Now you're trying to boss me around. Who do you think you are? I'm Jing Zhao, your future man. I glanced at him sideways. Fight behind my back again, and I'll kiss you senseless. Li Zhang looked away, muttering under his breath. Psycho, what did you say? Li Zhang kept a straight face, speaking rapidly. I didn't say anything. Minor fracture in his left leg, got a cast at the hospital. I had the family driver bring the car to the hospital. Told Li Zhang, stay at my place. Li Zhang disagreed. We just met. Asking me to stay at your place. Don't you think that's presumptuous? I raised my eyebrows. What are you afraid of? Li Zhang scoffed. I'm afraid you'll sell me out. I laughed. Are you worth anything? A father who ran from debt, a mother who died sick, a poor family. All Li Zhang had left was his life. He had no ties, so he didn't value his life or plan for the future. Later became a desperado. Li Zhang choked up, forced a smile, and stopped talking. I rubbed his spiky hair. Your leg's messed up. You're alone at home with no one to take care of you. I'm worried. Stay at my place first. When your leg heals, I'll let you go home. Li Xian narrowed his eyes, staring at me. How do you know no one's at my house? Little wolf, pretty suspicious. I smiled and made stuff up. Because I have a crush on you, been watching you for ages. I even know what color underwear you wear, let alone your family situation. Li Xian laughed. Then tell me, what color are my underwear? Black. Li Xian thought the whole ride. After getting out, he said coldly, Hey, I don't like guys. Don't waste your time on me. Oh. I helped him walk home, arguing unreasonably. Then when I kissed you just now, why didn't you dodge? Even let me kiss you that long. You playing hard to get with me. I didn't want to hear his excuses. Cut him off. Are my lips soft?
Yo.
Soft or not? Li Xian got flustered after I cornered him twice, saying frantically, This has nothing to do with whether your lips are soft. Stop changing the subject. I rubbed his red earlobe. Stop acting like you got the raw deal when you loved every second of it. Li Xian tensed when I touched him, breathing much heavier, pulled my hand away, unconsciously rubbing the spot, said through gritted teeth, Just shut up. I quietly smiled. I couldn't handle 30-year-old Li Xian. But 18-year-old Li Xian is putty in my hands. My dad was away on business. I didn't have the servants prepare the guest room, brought Li Xian straight to my room. While Li Xian showered, I leaned against the bathroom door, teasing him through the door. Hey, how's the leg? Need help? Doctor said it can't get wet. Before I finished talking, I heard a thud from the bathroom, and Li Xian's muffled groan of pain. My heart jumped. I burst through the door. Li Xian! Li Xian got up against the wall, veins bulging in his neck, frowning as he said, It's fine, just slipped. Li Xian was completely exposed under my gaze. 18-year-old body, not as built as 30 but solid enough. He had a wide, well-proportioned frame with nice muscle definition. On his wheat-colored skin were various scars, deep and shallow. I knew there would be more later. Those years, I kissed his scars more than once. Every time I saw his scars, they hurt my eyes. Good thing now there weren't many scars yet. Good thing Li Xian was only 18 now. I still had a chance to put a collar on this reckless wild dog. I closed the door and walked up to Li Xian. Li Xian looked annoyed. Who told you to come in, eh?
Myself.
I took the shower head in my hand and said, Li Xian, put your hand on my shoulder. I'll support you. Li Xian said through gritted teeth, Don't need it. Stubborn bull. I grabbed his wrist, put his hand on my shoulder, turned on the shower, avoided his injured leg, and rinsed him off. My fingers traced those scars, saying softly, Li Xian, I don't like seeing you hurt. Don't get hurt anymore. Li Xian looked up, took a deep breath, grabbed my hand, said hoarsely, If you're gonna wash me, do it properly. Don't seduce me. I looked down and glanced below, laughing inside. Used the shower head to tap his firm abs, mocking him. Thought you didn't like guys. Your buddy down there doesn't listen to you much, but he sure respects me. Li Xian didn't dare look at me, hung his head, forehead resting on my shoulder, said quietly, Stop talking. His neck was all red. Li Xian was so innocent right now. Tease him anymore, and he'd probably explode on the spot. I kissed his ear gently, whispering seductively, Want me to help you? Li Xian's breathing got heavier. I bit him lightly. Beg me and I'll help you. Li Xian didn't move or make a sound. Whatever. I'll take it slow. I moved to push him away. Li Xian probably thought I was leaving. Suddenly grabbed my wrist, the arm on my shoulder, pulled me in, wrapped around my neck, pulling me into his embrace. Half his body weight on me. Said hoarsely, Please? That shower took 2 hours. I made Li Xian sleep with me. He'd just been worked over by me, and didn't object. The bed was big. We each slept on one side. After a while, I said, Li Xian, if I hold you while sleeping, will you hit me? Yes. I laughed and rolled over to hug Li Xian from behind. His body tensed, but he didn't move. I slowly tightened my arms. Tighter, even tighter. This way, he can't run away. Won't leave me alone. When I was 25, my dad went bankrupt. He jumped off his company building, left me a corpse and massive debt. To pay the debt, I borrowed money everywhere, threw away all dignity and pride. At dinner parties, I drank with people and smiled, got wasted. Li Xian was at that party too. Afterwards, I was puking against a tree on the street. Li Xian handed me water and asked, Short on cash. I rinsed my mouth and laughed. Really short. Li Xian nodded and asked, Can you handle sleeping with men? I said, That'll cost extra. Li Xian stubbed out his cigarette and smiled. Lucky me, I got plenty of money. What a coincidence. Li Xian paid my debts. I slept with Li Xian for 10 years. Li Xian died. Before dying, he left me money, saying, Jingzhao, don't sleep with others for money anymore. You might run into scumbags. The last time I saw Li Xian, he smiled until his eyes went red, full of regret. If I'd known I'd meet you, I should have been a saint in my first half of life. Prayed for a long life. Jingzhao, I'm worried. Worried about what? He didn't say. He just said, Jingzhao, live well. His finger slid across the glass, like he was wiping away my tears. Fool, being a secret lover, how did you end up catching feelings? Pathetic. Don't cry. For someone like me, it's not worth it. Whether it's worth it or not isn't Li Zhang's call to make. Li Zhang isn't any more accomplished than me either. A pair of rings pressed against his heart. Never dare to take them out, even until death. Starting over again, I only have one wish. I want Li Zhang to live a long life. I have to save him. I won't let Li Zhang go down that same dark path again, toward that inevitable death. Since he doesn't value his own life, I'll treasure it for him. If he won't plan for the future, I'll plan it for him. Dragging and forcing, pestering him relentlessly, I'll pull him out of that abyss and set him straight. I still remember Li Zhang's regret before he died. He didn't just regret it before dying. He'd been regretting it for a long time. He just couldn't say it while he was alive. Only spoke it when death was near. Li Zhang really liked hearing me tell him about my college life. He said he never went to college. He said he took the wrong path from the start, and later could never turn back. He said, who doesn't want to stay clean, but not everyone can stay clean. But not everyone can stay clean. You gotta survive first, then worry about staying clean. He said, Jingzhao, when I was young, nobody told me what to do. Nobody told me which path to take. This time, I'll take his hand. I'll tell him how he should go. What he wanted but couldn't get in his last life. What he wanted to do, but never did. I'll help him achieve it. After taking Li Zhang in, I secretly transferred to Chenhua. Arrived at noon. Teacher was lecturing up front. Li Zhang was sleeping with his head down below. He was the only one sitting in that row, by the trash can. I quietly walked over, put my bag next to him, and grabbed a book from Li Zhang's desk. Opened it up. Holy crap, whiter than my face. Didn't even have his name written in it. When the bell rang, and the teacher left, I kicked Li Zhang's chair. Made quite a racket, instantly silenced the noisy classroom. The chubby kid in front jumped 2 meters away, eyeing Li Zhang warily as he was on the verge of waking up. New kid, I'd run now if I were you, or you'll be dead meat in a minute. Li Zhang was notorious for being vicious. I smiled politely at the chubby kid. Thanks for the heads up. Then turned and kicked Li Zhang's chair again. Tisk, Li Zhang stirred, didn't even lift his head, just grabbed the book and threw it over, cursing irritably, screw off. Turned his head the other way, ready to sleep again. I caught the book and ticked again. Damn it, will you cut it out? Li Zhang finally bothered to get up, looked over with a cold face, then went quiet, stared at me for a long moment, leaned back against the wall, rubbed his face, muttering to himself, still dreaming. I threw the book at him. Awake now? When class started, Li Zhang asked me quietly, how'd you end up here? Transferred schools. Li Zhang frowned. Transfer for what? Wasn't your old school pretty good? Chen Hao's teaching quality is pretty trash. Not chasing you. What? I leaned close to him, whispered in his ear, transferred to chase you. Li Zhang raised his hand, pressed his finger against my forehead, pushed me away, looked at me with a cold smile. I hate lovesick idiots the most. Pulled his hand back, said expressionlessly, Jingzhao, go back to your own school. The English teacher on the podium had enough. Li Zhang, take your new desk mate, and get out if you want to flirt. Covered my face silently. Ah, so embarrassing. The English teacher's yelling made me infamous. Lost my name from then on, became the wild new kid who flirts with Li Zhang. The third time I yanked Li Zhang out of his sleep, and forced him to study. Fatty's look toward me had changed from horror to admiration. Quietly gave me a thumbs up. New kid, you're awesome. Meanwhile, Li Zhang's irritation was practically steaming out his head. I pointed at the textbook, made him take notes. Here, mark this down. Li Zhang refused to budge, lowered his voice menacingly. Don't think you can do whatever you want just because you have a crush on me. I glanced at him. Write it down, or I'll kiss you right here in this sacred classroom. After I tortured Li Zhang all morning, he jumped up the second the bell rang. Limped out on one leg, like he was escaping for his life. I grabbed his shirt hem, looked up and asked, where you going? Bathroom. I'll come with you. Li Zhang quickly refused. No need. I got up and put my arm around him. Let's go. You're limping on one leg. Not convenient. I'll help you. Li Zhang raised an eyebrow. Repeated meaningfully. You'll help me. Bit his cheek. Laughed once. Sure thing. I froze for a second, then got it and grinned. This little punk been a troublemaker since day one, but it was just talk. When I actually reached for his waistband, pretending to help him, Li Zhang grabbed my hand. He lowered his voice. Shit, you're actually serious. Squeezed my hand, ears turning red as he looked down. My bad, bro. I got this. Don't want to dirty your hands. I tickled his stomach, gave a meaningful laugh. Memorize 30 vocab words from me every night, and I'll let you off this time. Li Zhang hesitated. I'd advise you not to push your luck. My hand moved, sliding lower. Li Zhang pressed down hard on my hand, took a deep breath. Fine, I'll memorize them. For half a month straight, I watched Li Zhang study during the day, memorize vocab at night, even made him a study plan. Li Zhang got used to it too, but making him study seriously was like asking him to die. Sometimes when pushed too far, he'd throw books and act tough, but one good kiss would make him behave. Li Zhang was tall and strong, but let me pin him on the bed and kiss him breathless. I'd lie on top of him being bossy. No studying, no kisses. Li Zhang covered his eyes with one arm, with the other around my waist, like he was afraid I'd fall off, sighed and said hoarsely, Jingzhao, what the hell are you trying to do with all this? I listened to his strong, steady heartbeat, felt so at peace. Li Zhang, have you ever thought about the future? I held him tight. Let's test out. Go to the same college, okay? Study together, start a business together, grow old together. This time we'll support each other and nobody gets to leave first. Okay. Li Xiang didn't answer. Li Xiang hadn't fought, caused trouble, skipped class, or left early for a whole month. Monthly exam results went from dead last to 8th from the bottom. Even new to great teachers now, though I forced him to. The homeroom teacher grabbed my hand, praised me with tears in his eyes. Student Jing Zhao, I should give you an award. Really not necessary. The day I got my Peace Guardian award, Li Xiang skipped school. I searched around campus for ages, finally found him near the alley by Li Xiang's house. Li Xiang's cast was already off, dragging a steel pipe, heading straight for the thugs across from him, confident and cocky. Damn, 1 against 6, death wish. I grabbed a brick and charged in, caught up to Li Xiang and glared at him, gritting my teeth. I told you to call me when you fight. Did you forget? I'll deal with you later. Li Xiang froze, cursed, dropped the fight and the pipe, grabbed my wrist and ran. The thugs behind us cursed and chased. Wind whipped through our hair. Li Xiang yelled at me, "Are you an idiot? Who asked you to come?" I was too out of breath to answer. After running through several streets, losing the guys behind us, Li Xiang finally let go of me, heart overworked, about to explode. I leaned on my knees, gasping. Li Xiang glanced at me, turned and walked away. I grabbed his wrist, stared at him hard. "Where are you going?" "Come back to school with me." Li Xiang had his back to me, stayed quiet for a few seconds. Voice ice cold. "Let go." Not only didn't I let go, I gripped tighter. Li Xiang looked down at me. "Jing Zhao, it's been a month. Haven't you had enough fun yet?" My heart went cold. "What did you say?" "Everything has an end. You've had your fun. Now go back." "I'm busy. Don't have time to play your save, the bad student game." Li Xiang spoke calmly, but every word that fell punched a hole in my heart. I straightened up, shaking with anger, grabbed Li Xiang by the collar. "You think everything I did was just messing around? You little bastard. Ungrateful." Li Xiang leaned against the wall, lit a cigarette, looked at me coolly. "What else then? What else then? What else then?" I almost wanted to laugh, but couldn't. So angry my eyes turned red. I was bored out of my mind. Came to this dump to mess around with an idiot like you. I'm sick in the head. Saw you hurt and waited on you hand and foot. I'm a masochist. Stayed up nights making study plans and notes for you. Just for fun. I poured my heart out playing games with you. Hijan, even if you're deaf and can't hear me as I say I like you, you're not blind, are you? I laid my heart out bare right here, and you still can't see it. Smoke shrouded his cold, hard face. Li Zhang moved, voice ice cold. "Jing Zhao, do you think you're so great? So devoted?" "Task, stop being so self-absorbed." I froze, heart clenched tight. Laughed in disbelief. "What did you say?" "I said you're presumptuous, one-sided. You forced all those expectations on me, never asked if I wanted them." Li Xiang laughed once, expression nasty. "Study hard, be good, screw studying hard." "Jing Zhao, if you like the studious, well-behaved type so much, you should just find some honor student. Why try to change me? Makes everyone miserable. I've been living just fine for over 10 years. Nothing wrong with it. Don't want to change. This is who I am. Scum, trash, can't learn, won't learn. Can't go to some damn college with you. Got no future." Li Xiang flicked his ash, looked down. "Jing Zhao, I'm not like what you think. You want me to match you? I can't do it. You'll be disappointed eventually." "That day, I heard your dad call you." Li Xiang finished his cigarette, voice hoarse. "Your dad was right. Cheng was pretty crappy. You don't belong here. You should go back to your old school. We're just not the same kind of people." Li Xiang heard Jing Zhao taking a call behind his back, fighting with his father. He smoked 3 cigarettes in the bathroom. Jing Zhao's dad wasn't wrong. Chen Hua was trash. Jing Zhao was excellent. Geng Zhao being at Chen Hua was ruining his future. Being with him even more so. Actually, from the first day Jing Zhao transferred to Chen Hua, he should have driven him away. He had 100 ways to make that spoiled rich kid back down. Ended up using none of them. Jing Zhao would eagerly lean into kissing, and Li Xiang's mind would go blank. Li Xiang was pretty scared of Jing Zhao kissing him. Not that he wasn't moved. He was too moved. So moved that dark thoughts grew wild, wanting to keep him and never let go, wanting to tie this kid up, so he could never leave. That day Jing Zhao held him, and talked about the same college. Li Xiang's blood ran hot. Even forgot what kind of person he was for that whole month. Really put effort into studying, really fantasized about going to the same college as Jing Zhao, until the debt collectors came knocking. The leader called Scarface, said, "That friend you've been hanging with lately is pretty loaded. Ask him for a loan." Like a bucket of ice water over his head. Li Xiang was chilled to the bone. Only one thought in his mind. Can't let these scumbags target Jing Zhao. His life was worthless, didn't matter if it got ruined. But Jing Zhao was such a perfect little prince. He'd feel bad if he got ruined. Li Xiang hated fate, hated his deadbeat dad, hated himself too. Why couldn't he learn his lesson? Someone like Jing Zhao. How dare he dream? How could he be worthy? Lai Zhongshan said life was too cruel, went all out, ruining me and ruining himself too. I couldn't hold back and beat him up. Grabbed him and threw 3 punches to his stomach. Li Xiang frowned but didn't fight back. I was furious and bit down on his chin. Said angrily, "Where I go to school is none of your business. Whether we're the same kind of people isn't for you to decide. Then moved up to kiss his mouth. Li Xiang tried to dodge, got slapped by me, and went still. Let me kiss him like a dead person. The more I kissed, the angrier I got. Li Xiang's face was cold, but his body was burning hot. Such an act. After I vented enough, I actually calmed down, held Li Xiang's shoulders, controlled my temper, and asked him to talk properly. What the hell happened? If you say Li Xiang doesn't like me, I don't believe a word of it. I know him too well. I'm Li Xiang's perfect match. In Li Xiang's words, not an inch more, not an inch less. Every part of me hits the mark for him. If Li Xiang doesn't like me, then there's no one in this world he'd like. Li Xiang gave me this confidence. For 10 years, the old man practically ripped his heart out for me to play with. This past month, I had Li Xiang completely under control. When he'd get cranky from studying, a couple kisses would smooth things over. If nothing was wrong, Li Xiang wouldn't be acting this weird, doing everything he can to push me away. I figured whatever it was, we'd talk it out and solve it. But Li Xiang didn't seem to think so. He asked coldly, "Done with your tantrum? When you're done." Let go and pushed me away. Fixed his clothes that I'd messed up. Stay at Chenhua, if you want, you're right. I can't control you, and likewise, stop trying to control me. Li Xiang didn't go to school for a whole week. Made it clear that as long as I didn't leave, he wouldn't be able to attend school. I hadn't figured out what to do yet. When my dad came back from his business trip, we had a fight at home about the transfer. I casually told him, stop meddling in my business. Check the company books instead. The old man was confident you don't know squat about company business. Mind your own affairs. You know how many people you've pissed off in business. You've been running around making deals, but have you checked the books? 1,000 miles can be. If you don't pay attention, you'll get screwed over and have plenty to cry about. Checking the books isn't a big deal. Just do it. The old man stared at me and laughed. You worry about a lot of things. Sounds like he took it to heart. I breathed a sigh of relief, afraid the old man wouldn't listen to me. After mentioning it a few more times, the old man actually started checking. And he really found some issues. Mr. Jing got busy again. Hope he shows some backbone this time and doesn't go bankrupt again. He's got 7 years before bankruptcy, and if he really can't make it, I'll bail him out. I couldn't catch Lei out at school, so I rented a place near his house. I was still angry and didn't rush to find him. Li Xiang's like that, always trying to handle things alone. Lips sealed tighter than a clam. When the anti-crime crackdown hit him, he was stressed out. Didn't say a word to me. I only found out he'd been arrested when Li Xiang's verdict came down. Since Li Xiang won't talk, I'll investigate myself. Hired a private detective to follow him for a few days, and found some leads. His dad lost money in business, borrowed 3 million from loan sharks and ran off. By now it's probably way more than that. Debt collectors come by sometimes, and this kid's tough. Never just takes a beating. Every time they come for money, it's mutual destruction. The debt collectors got tired of the hassle. After a few fights they made a deal, 800 a month. The kid does all the jobs, 800 is manageable. But lately the debt collector heard he made a rich friend. So they think 800's too little, want him to ask his rich friend for a one-time payment of 200 due out. Got it, that rich friend is me. No wonder Lei Xiang's desperate to cut ties with me. I paid the detective, and wanted him to follow for 2 more days. The detective waved his hands. No way, the kid spotted me. Chased me 2 blocks. If I hadn't run fast, I would have gotten beaten up. Keep following, and he'll ruin my reputation. I didn't push it. Li Xiang doesn't want me involved in his mess. Won't open up to me. Wants to push me out of his world and sink alone. Meng. Li Xiang takes jobs that pay fast, but are risky. He's good with his hands. Works security at entertainment venues. Security sounds nice, but really he's muscle. I put on my sexiest clothes. A thin shirt with a wide neckline. Went to the bar where Li Xiang works. Li Xiang saw me and froze. His eyes like sharp blades, looked me up and down, frowned hard. Opened his mouth and bit his cheek, but said nothing. Some blonde pretty boy came over to chat and share a table, and when he was pushing drinks, his hands kept touching me. Then he pulled out a cigarette, came close with a lighter and asked, "You smoke?" I leaned down to take the cigarette he offered, reaching for the lighter. But before I could light it, someone snatched the cigarette from my mouth. Looked up to see Li Xiang put the wet cigarette in his mouth, tilted his head and lit it, took a drag, stubbed it in the ashtray, told the blonde, "Sorry, he doesn't smoke." Blew out smoke, grabbed the back of my neck. 我点了 eyes on me, had enough fun. I was dizzy and smiled at him. Li Xiang's eyes darkened, frowned in annoyance, pinched my face like punishment, said viciously, "Still got the nerve to smile." Used force to pull me off the couch and drag me out. The blonde wasn't happy, grabbed me and wouldn't let go. "Dude, first come first served, got it?" Li Xiang brushed him off, voice flat. "How do you know you were first?" The blonde tried to grab me again. Li Xiang pulled me back a step, pressed me to his chest, pointed at him with dark eyes, full of menace. "Don't move, touch him again, and I might not be able to stop myself from beating you to a pulp. Seriously, stay put, don't provoke me, for your own good." When Li Xiang gets angry, everyone's scared. The blonde didn't dare move. Li Xiang dragged me out of the bar, through several streets until the noise faded, then stopped. My wrist was just released, when my back slammed hard into the wall. Then Li Xiang pressed down. My lips were bitten by him, not like a dog. His hand slipped under my loose shirt, roughly squeezed my chest, then went lower. His hands are calloused and strong. Touching me made me numb and hurt. Li Xiang kissed hard. I kept leaning back until my neck nearly broke. Only let go when my lips were swollen. Kissed down from my chin, throat, collarbone. Thought I was too short. Lifted me up by the waist. Pushed his leg between mine, supporting me. I couldn't control myself. Head back, calling his name between breaths. Li Xiang got more aggressive. Pushed up my loose shirt. Bit my chest. Rubbed my stomach. Started undoing my pants. I jolted. Grabbed his hand tight. Li Xiang, enough. We can't. We're outside. Why can't we? Li Xiang looked up, breathing uneven. Palm on my stomach. Lips wet. Eyes hazy. You dress like this. Came to tease me on purpose. Isn't this what you wanted? That sobered me up. The fire that was lit died down. I asked in disbelief, what did you say? Li Xiang laughed coldly, voice cruel. Quit pretending. You've been seducing me all night. Think I can't tell? You want it, I'll give it to you. I slapped Li Xiang across the face, shoved him away hard. Li Xiang's head snapped to the side, corner of his mouth bleeding. His dark eyes reflected the streetlight, cold and piercing. After a moment, wiped the blood from his lip. I turned to walk back, took a few steps before Li Xiang caught up. Grabbed my wrist and pulled me back, asked, where are you going? I sneered, is that any of your business? I can't control you. Li Xiang pulled up my wide, open shirt. Still heartless, but if you're gonna act like a slut, do it somewhere else, not in front of me. Not a single word I wanted to hear. I nodded. Fine, I'll find somewhere you can't see me to mess around. Li Xiang's grip on my hand suddenly tightened, glared at me fiercely, too angry to speak. Didn't move for a long time. I moved my wrist and said, let go. Li Xiang still didn't move, slowly pushed down his rising anger. Finally choked out, that's not what I meant. After a long time, Li Xiang lowered his head, said quietly, I was wrong today. Don't be mad at me. Go home, Jing Zhao. I'm begging you. Please, go home. Don't do this. I saw the young man's red, rimmed eyes, like a trapped beast. Unable to break free from the net binding him. He was in such pain, such despair. After exhausting all his cruel methods, finally out of options, he bent down and begged me. I looked up and took a deep breath. Jing Zhao, you're such a bastard. Why torture him like this? He's already hurting enough. Those words that cut to the heart. He had to slash his own heart 1,000 times before saying them. I hurt. He hurts too. But without pain, he won't learn. I stepped forward, cupped Li Xiang's face. Kissed his red eyes, asked, Li Xiang, can you really bear to leave me alone? Li Xiang trembled at my kiss, said nothing. I continued, see, I won't be better off alone. Really. If you don't want me anymore, I'll do anything. I'm already crazy. If you don't hold me back, I'll die. Li Xiang said, Jing Zhao, what are you even after? I saw Li Xiang's tears. He viciously trampled himself into the mud. I'm not worth it. Not worth it for you. Get it? Why do you have to get mixed up with me? You deserve better, but not me. Whether it's 18-year-old Lai Zhan or 30-year-old Lai Zhan, whether he has nothing or achieves success. Li Zhan always believed deep down that he wasn't good enough for me. So the 18th-year-old him pushed me away. The 30-year-old him stayed silent, covering his ring. I asked him, better. Li Zhan, could anyone in this world treat me better than you do? Li Zhan looked at me for a long time, then lowered his head, covered his face with both hands, slowly crouched down, curled up on the ground. I heard 18-year-old Li Zhan suppressed crying. Hoarse. Choked. Why force me? I can't bear it either. I can't bear it either. I pushed Li Zhan to that point, left him no way out. After disappearing for 2 months, Li Zhan was dragged back to Changhua by me. His grades that had barely improved went back to square one after this mess. After getting straightened out, Li Zhan was obviously much more obedient, even taking notes on his own. I smiled with relief, then looked at his desk, and got furious. Yet this is math class. What the hell are you writing in your physics book? I could feel his distraction. He wasn't just distracted. His whole body was tense, getting more irritable. I couldn't get a reason out of him. Later I ran into Li Zhang at an alley corner with those debt collectors, arm in arm, beating up some middle-aged guy. Li Zhang's expression was calm, but he hit hard. After taking money from the man, the scarred young thug put his arm around Li Zhang's shoulder, grinning, you're the man, bro. We've been chasing this deadbeat for 3 months. He wouldn't say a word. You got him to pay up. Brother Fen really has good judgment. You're made for this work. Should have joined Brother Fang earlier. You would have made it big. Let's go grab some food. Li Zhang shook off his hand, picked up his backpack from the wall, waved and walked away. Not going. I'm busy. I followed him from a distance. Watched Li Zhang go into a public restroom, slowly wash the blood off his hands, stand under my rental building for a while, then turn around and go home. When he came out again, he changed clothes. Left hand carrying his backpack, right hand holding an English book, walking to my house. Walked the whole way memorizing vocabulary. Got to my building, hadn't memorized it yet, so I stayed in the stairwell for a bit before going upstairs. Got perfect on the evening English dictation. Li Zhang watched me finish grading it and let out a scornful laugh. I said flatly, not bad. Let's do math now. Li Zhang stared at me without moving. I turned away and started doing homework. Li Zhang scooted over. Annoyed, Jing Zhao, aren't you forgetting something? I didn't even look up. What? I got perfect on English dictation. Oh. Li Zhang propped his head up, staring at me intensely. Jing Zhao, you forgot to kiss me. He pointed at the dictation paper. You always used to kiss me when I got perfect on English dictation. Kissing my ass. I'm showing restraint by not beating him up. I slammed down my pen, looked him straight in the eye, and asked on purpose. Li Zhan, who's Feng? Waiting for him to confess. That'll never happen. Feng. Xu Feng. I know him. By then he was already chairman of Jumbo Group. In my 3rd year with Li Zhang, this guy died. Li Zhang killed him. After he died, Li Zhang dug up his grave and sat on the balcony, smoking half a pack. He said if it was a joke, if it wasn't for him, maybe I could have been a good person. Later Li Zhang got arrested. Originally wouldn't have been a death sentence. Got the death penalty because he'd killed people. He used to be forced to work as Xu Feng's enforcer, got blood on his hands. Can't say he was innocent. Xu Feng pushed desperate Li Zhang straight into hell. I thought this time if I held on to Li Zhang, we could avoid Xu Feng, but Li Zhang fooled me. I thought he'd learned his lesson, but turns out he was just putting on an act for me. Still won't tell me anything. Still trying to handle everything alone. Does he really think his worthless life can handle all that? Li Zhang suddenly stood up, knocked over his chair, leaned down with his arms on the backrest, looking tense, anger flickering in his eyes. How do you know him? Did they come find you? Did they threaten you? I looked at him quietly. Li Zhang stood up, paced around the room twice, then leaned down again, caught my face, completely panicked, speaking rapidly. Jing Zhao, don't be scared. Go back to your place for a couple days. Don't stay here anymore. Your family has drivers and bodyguards. You'll be safe. Don't come looking for me lately. You are. Li Zhang. I grabbed his arm, trying to calm him down. Chill. I'm not scared. He's the one who's scared. Li Zhang went quiet for a moment, veins bulging on his forehead, then turned to rush out. I quickly jumped up and wrapped my arms around his waist. Where are you going? Wu Chihong, Shang snapped, eyes bloodshot. Like a raging beast, I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna kill them all. I agreed to everything they wanted, so why are they still coming after you? Fine then. Nobody gets to live. They didn't come find me. I saw it myself. I saw you hanging around with that Scarface guy, beating people up. Li Xiang went quiet. Back turned to me, completely still. I said softly, Li Zhan, they're using me to threaten you, aren't they? Li Zhan pulled away my hands, said hoarsely, you saw everything. I have no future, just 10 million in debt, and endless trouble. Jing Zhao, think about it again. Think hard. He opened the door, didn't look back, just said in a rough voice, Jing Zhao, it's okay to give up on me. Li Zhang retreated back into his shell. I sold my stuff, took out all the New Year money I'd saved for over 10 years, scraped together 200,000 to find that Scarface guy, and meet Xu Feng. 结果徐峰答应得很爽快 200,000 for Li Zhang's freedom for 1 year, plus a promise to pay off all his debts within 5 years. I thought it'd be tough, even prepared for what to do if Xu Feng refused. Turns out Xu Feng agreed right away. Originally, it was bad debt he'd never get back. Now someone willing to pay to fill that hole. Xu Feng had no reason to refuse. Scared the money would disappear. 现在 didn't even play hard to get. Xu Feng hasn't really used Li Zhang yet. Doesn't think much of him, just has him collecting debts and stuff. In Xu Feng's eyes, 现在 Li Zhang isn't worth 200,000 right now. Xu Feng counted the money, smiled and told me, should have had that kid borrow from you earlier. He'd be happy too. I'm not trying to make things hard for him. But hey, paying debts is only right. I didn't have time to listen to his BS. Said a few words and left. When I came out, the sun was blazing. Hurt my eyes. I thought it was ridiculous. Something 200,000 could solve so damn easy, but it cost Li Zhang his whole life. What bullshit. On Li Zhang's 3rd day of skipping, I broke into his place. That was my first time at Li Zhang's house. Small place, not much stuff, but everything was neat. Only messy thing was the scattered bottles in the living room, and Li Zhang passed out on the couch with a bottle. I paid the locksmith, walked over, crouched by the couch, patted Li Zhang's face. Wake up. Li Zhang frowned, opened his eyes, stared at me for a while, then let go of the bottle to hug me. He was strong, hugged me and rolled over, squishing me between him and the couch, wrapped his long arms and legs around me, holding tight. Chang rubbing against my head. Zhang Zhao. Then said Jing Zhao, don't go. Don't ignore me. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Who ignored who first? Li Zhang was obviously out of it. Half drunk, half feverish, burning hot to touch. I pushed him. Li Zhang, let go, you have a fever. I need to get you medicine. That just made Ai Zhang hold me tighter, being completely unreasonable, not letting go. Then said I got perfect on English dictation. Still remembering that. His big hand found my face, fumbling to kiss me, from nose to lips, said hoarsely, perfect score, reward me. That's when I realized Li Zhang had been holding back his strength, before when I could push him away. When Li Zhang didn't want to back down, I couldn't push him at all. This guy's ridiculously strong. Eyes closed, kissing me from top to bottom, pulled up my shirt, kissed all the way down to my belly button, then tried to pull off my pants. His kisses made me uncomfortable. I pushed his shoulders. Li Zhang, you still have a fever? Wait till you're better. Li Xiang grabbed my wrists, kissing my hands bit by bit, mumbling, no favor, not sick, I'm fine. Find my ass. I was getting burned alive by him, fighting through illness. Li Xiang collapsed right after. I was shaking, found some fever reducers, and somehow got him to take them. Collapsed on the bed and fell asleep instantly. I'll settle accounts with that animal when he wakes up. Woke up again, at dusk. Light was dim. Li Xiang was sitting by the bed smoking. I leaned over, and when he wasn't paying attention, used my hand to put out his cigarette. Shit! Li Xiang quickly pulled the cigarette away, stubbed it in the ashtray, grabbed my hand, staring at the fresh burn mark. Veins popping on his forehead. Jing Zhao, are you asking for a beating? That's a lit cigarette. You grabbed it with your bare hand. I didn't care. Said stop smoking from now on. Young guy picking up bad habits. You'll get sick when you're older. Li Xiang didn't say anything, just kept looking at my hand. After a while, he brought my burned finger to his mouth. Fingertip went soft. My heart went soft too. Pulled out my hand, cupped Li Xiang's face to kiss him. Li Xiang wrapped around my waist and let me kiss him for a while and pulled me tight into his arms, holding close and said hoarsely, you scare me and Li Xiang's grades were terrible and he started catching up too late and so his college entrance exam results were naturally disappointing and 3 points really hit Li Xiang hard and I wanted to stay with him to study for the retake and Li Xiang disagreed, but he couldn't out. Stubborn man. That year of study, Li Xiang was fighting for his life. Sometimes I get up at night and see Xiang with a Wang Lanpang, hunched over his desk studying hard. Before, I had to force Li Xiang to study. Now, I had to force Li Xiang to rest. Li Xiang didn't think it was a big deal. 我捧腹你 saying, it's fun, I'm not tired, several times. He fell asleep while eating. I got mad and fought with him. Li Xiang would listen to me yell at him. Then when I was done, he'd hug me and kiss me. Until one time after a fight, Li Xiang looked down and said, Jingzhou, I can't let you down. You said we'd go to college together. I remember that, and you can't forget either. Jingzhou, I don't want you to have to settle for me. Li Xiang stroked my face, eyes gentle. You deserve the best. But if it has to be me, I want to be the best version of myself. Li Xiang didn't know. He was always the best. When I was 30, Li Xiang had made it big. Even my dad couldn't stop praising him. The praise, of course, also included how 10 years earlier, Li Xiang helped him through his bankruptcy crisis. To fill the hole in my dad's accounts back then, Li Xiang put in all his savings. His startup company almost went under. August 7th, it poured. I dreamed of Li Xiang's grave, woke up startled, staring blankly at the heavy rain outside. The door behind me opened. I heard a man's heavy breathing. Li Xiang burst in soaked with rain, gasping for breath, eyes red. I was stunned. Weren't you on a business trip? How did you... Li Xiang rushed over, threw himself at me, held me tight, calling my name. Jingzhao. My Jingzhao. Warm drops fell on my neck. Li Xiang's voice cracked and choked. My Jingzhao, you've suffered so much. In that instant, tears filled my eyes. I grabbed Li Xiang's clothes tight and bawled. Li Xiang, I dreamed you died. I won't die. I'll stay with Jingzhao.